topic is consumption function. Let's understand that. We know that income can be used for consumption or either saving purpose. Now see the formula of consumption function. C is equal to C bar plus BY. Here C bar denotes autonomous consumption and B denotes MPC, that is marginal propensity to consume. And the formula to calculate MPC is change in consumption upon change in income, that is delta C upon delta Y. Now let's understand autonomous consumption. See, every person who is alive on this planet needs food and essentials to survive, either he is earning or not. Let it be a newborn child or oldish person. Though they are not earning, but still they need something to consume, right? Something to eat, something to wear, and all. This is called autonomous consumption, which can never be zero till you are alive. You can call autonomous consumption as the minimum consumption that you need to survive. As we know, MPC is equal to change in consumption upon change in income, and the formula for change in income is change in consumption plus change in savings. Delta Y is equal to delta C plus delta S. And marginal propensity to consume can be equal to or less than 0 or equal to or greater than 1. Now let's understand this with the help of an example. In first point, we are talking about a person who spends carelessly. As the salary comes, he spends it all. Let's suppose a person earns X amount. He did a great job and the firm gave him the bonus of 10,000 rupees. This will be the change in income. This can be denoted by delta Y equal to 10,000 rupees. So as we know, this person is so careless in spending. So he got a change in income of 10,000 rupees and he consumed it all. So now we'll find MPC, that is change in consumption upon change in income. So his consumption changed by 10,000 rupees. He spent all 10,000 rupees divided by 10,000 change in income. That would come out to be 1. So here we can see the person who does not save has higher MPC, marginal propensity to consume. Now see the second scenario. In the second scenario, we are talking about a person who is very miser. He wants to save money as much as he can and he doesn't spend money to improve his lifestyle as well. So what this person will do, when he is getting 10,000 as bonus, he will try to save it all. So let's suppose he saved all 10,000 rupees. So what would be the MPC? There is no change in consumption. 0 upon change in income was 10,000. That would be 0. So the person who saves everything has 0 marginal propensity to consume. Now see the third scenario. Now the third person is very rational. He spent some amount and of the amount. So as he got change in income of 10,000 rupees, he consumed 5,000 and he saved 5,000. So MPC would be 5,000 divided by 10,000, that is 0.5. So from this what we understand is the rational consumers have MPC between 0 and 1. So from this we came to know that MPC can be equal to 0 or greater than 0, or either it can be less than 0 or equal to 1. Now let's understand the consumption function through graph. So as you can see, the consumption does not start with origin. Why is that so? See, I already told you, autonomous consumption can never be 0. Even if a person is not earning, he cannot stop eating. He cannot stop using the essential things. This is the reason even if the income is 0, consumption can never be 0. Okay. And as the income increases, the consumption of the person also increases. And as the income falls down, the consumption of the person also declines. So as you can see, as the income increases, consumption increases. This means there is a positive relationship between income and consumption. And if the income decreases, the consumption also decreases. This again denotes the positive relationship. According to Keynes, saving is equal to investment. He says that people save to invest. Now APC is average propensity to consume. The formula of APC is consumption upon income. That is C upon Y. Now let's talk about poor person and rich person in terms of MPC and APC. The poor person has higher MPC and higher APC. Let's understand how. For example, The income of the poor person is 2000 rupees and the consumption is 1800 rupees. He spends on the essential that is required. So now we'll find average propensity to consume, that is consumption upon income, that will come out to be 0.9. Now let's talk about the rich person. Rich person has lower MPC and lower APC. For example, if a person has income of 5 lakhs and he consumes 1 lakh, so average propensity to consume would be 1 lakh divided by 5 lakh, that is equal to 0.2 lakhs. So in this case, marginal propensity to consume and average propensity to consume is less. From this we come to know that poor person has higher average propensity to consume and marginal propensity to consume, whereas a rich person has lower MPC and lower APC. Now let's talk about saving function. Saving is that part of income which is not spent on current consumption. The relationship between saving and income is called saving function. The higher the income, the higher would be the savings, and the lower the income, the lower would be the savings. This also denotes that there is positive relationship between income and savings. Both are moving in the same direction. Now let's understand the formula of saving function. As we know, income is equal to consumption plus saving. So saving can be written as y minus c, and as we know, c is equal to c bar plus by. So we can write c as c bar plus by in the next line. Now doing the mathematical part, bringing the y's together, taking y common, then it comes in the 1 minus b. As we know, 1 minus b is equal to MPS. So after solving we get s equal to minus c bar plus y MPS, where minus c bar denotes autonomous saving. MPS is marginal propensity to save, and the formula for MPS is change in saving upon change in income, that is delta S upon delta Y. And MPC plus MPS is equal to 1. Let's understand how. Now see this example again. Now for the same people we'll find MPS. So as we know, the first person spends very carelessly. Whatever income he gets, he spends it all. So there won't be any savings, and the formula for MPS is change in savings upon change in income. Change in saving is 0, income change was 10,000, answer is 0. Here as you add MPC and MPS, it turns out to be 1. 1 plus 0 equal to 1. Now see the second one. The second one is a very miser person. He does not spend anything on consumption, he tries to save everything. So as he got 10,000 as bonus, he saved all 10,000. So as we find MPS, savings were 10,000, income was 10,000, it turns out to be 1. So as we do MPC plus MPS, 0 plus 1 is again 1. Now see the third person. Third person was the rational consumer. He spends half and he saves half. So the MPS would be change in saving, that is 5,000 divided by income 10,000, turns out to be 0.5. MPC plus MPS would be 0.5 plus 0.5 equal to 1. Therefore, always MPC plus MPS is equal to 1. Now let's understand the supply function curve. As you can see, the supply curve is going below 0. The reason being, autonomous consumption can never be 0, because of which savings goes in negative. When a person is not earning, saving goes in negative due to autonomous consumption. This can be written as C bar is equal to minus S bar, which means due to autonomous consumption, saving goes in negative. From this graph, savings can be in negative, savings can be 0 at break-even point, and saving can be more further. So there are 2 points true about saving. Saving can be negative at 0 or low level of income. The next point is, as income increases, savings also increases, but more than the increase in income. For example, a person's income increased from 2 lakh to 5 lakh. Let's suppose when he was earning 2 lakh, he was saving 1 lakh. Now when his income has increased to 5 lakhs, he will be able to save 4 lakhs. So from this example, we got to know that when income increases, savings also increases, but saving increases more than the income. Since his requirement for consumption was just 1 lakh rupees, he cannot spend more in consumption, so he'll be saving the rest of the amount. Thank you. That was all. In the next class, we'll do multiplier.